Hello, this is Apple Trailers, and this is Terry Gilliam, director of the Imaginarium of Dr. Pernassus. Available soon in the cinema near you, December 25th. Why are you sitting there watching this? Why are you not buying your tickets in advance? Go out there. This film will change your life. When we began this project, I didn't have an idea at all. Zero. Tabula rasa, empty slate. Let's do something original, I said. I was putting together a book of ideas when we were trying to raise money for the film, and we started doing some painting. The first image that basically triggered the film was this idea of this ancient wagon, this traveling theater coming into modern London. I started drawing it up. I drew this little wagon, which was kind of absurd because it was so disproportionate. Everything was wrong about it. I wanted to have something that, seeing it in the streets of London, would look so bizarre, absurd, extraordinary. And the interesting thing is nobody's paying attention to it. We built it so it would open up, and as it opened up like a pop-up book, it became this theater. Once we had this idea, I thought, well, let's go through a magic mirror into a place where your imagination can just flower. We had lots of different elements. Basically, this is a small idea of, basically it's a minbar. It's like we were combining religions. This is like an Islamic minbar in a mosque. But I thought it was a nice place for having a game of chess and a chat. So we start with that. We worked on it, so there was underneath was a fire. It was also like living on top of a radiator. That's if you're going to be there. The monks are out there freezing their asses off, but Pernassus and Mr. Nick are staying warm. One of the scenes inside the Imaginarium are these outrageous jellyfish, and they're carrying off a lot of alcoholics. And the tentacles have these different alcoholics. In fact, on each tentacle is a little character called the hand man who used to cling on. And all he was a hand with a face, mouth, and a couple little arms on what would be a person's wrist. A nicer part of the Imaginarium is when young boy Diego goes in, and floating around in this extraordinary fantasy world for a child is this great big balloon that we made. I always love this idea of Parnassus's head as a balloon with eye, nose, and it just goes right around. It's multiple heads, and we build a very strange thing of propellers and gears. There's a moment in the film when Pernassus returns to an earlier age when he became younger and he was in love. And we created this world that was supposed to be based on Maxfield Parrish's artwork, and a beautiful river and a boat floating down this river with his newfound love, which ends, of course, in a less than pleasant world where Mr. Nick is out having sunbathing and having a little picnic on these gorgeous stairs that are now just filthy, and the whole river is turned to oil slicks with dead animals floating it and toxic waste being pumped in there. Always in this world, Mr. Nick is waiting to destroy the beauty, the romance, if possible. These kinds of worlds are me just allowing my imagination to run. I pretend I'm whoever the character is in there, and I just go with it. Or I have an idea that already exists that I'm trying to force onto the film, and I make sure the character becomes something that serves the ideas that I've already wanted to get out of my system and get up on the screen.